Hello everyone, it's Marie-Laure. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm so sorry it's been a while. I was in Ghana living my absolute best life over Christmas and New Year. So yeah, in this video, I'm going to tell you how I got my Experian credit score from 612 to 988, which is the score I have right now, which is 11 points off a perfect score without completely clearing all my debts. If you are watching this and you have terrible credit, there is hope. I used to be crap with money. I was one of those people that would just like spend. I had no budget. Like I would just spend money and I would avoid looking at my balance, which is honestly one of the worst things you can do. Unfortunately, it landed me in credit card debt, other debt. I took out payday loans at one point. Like, I mean, I'd everything just bad with money, you name it, I did it. So before you can do anything about sorting out your credit score, you need to understand how your credit score is calculated in the first place. So in the UK, there are 3 credit reference agencies: Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. Each of these credit reference agencies calculate your score slightly different. For the purposes of this video, I'm going to focus on Experian because I haven't got time to go through all of it. And also, I think if you're in the UK, Experian is probably the one that you're the most familiar with. So for Experian, they use the FICO or FICO, FICO Score 8 score calculation, which has 5 main factors that impact your credit score, and each thing is weighted differently. So the first thing is your payment history, which counts for a whopping 35% of your overall credit score. So it's important that you make sure that any payments that you need to make on your credit cards, any store cards, anything is done on time. And the best way to not miss a payment is to make sure you have a direct debit set up, which is at least for the minimum payment that you need to make each month, and just make sure that you have enough money in your current account to cover that direct debit. Next is your credit utilization ratio. This is the amount of debt you have in relation to what is available for you. This counts for 30% of your score. So put in simple terms, this would mean that if you had one credit card with a limit of £1,000 and you spent £900 on it, then you are using 90% of your available credit. In order to get a good credit utilization score ratio, they recommend that you use 30% of your available credit or less. And this is why, I mean, I personally have 3 credit cards. So it's like, if I have 3 credit cards with a £15,000 balance, if I use £5,000, that is 30%, or if you want to be really pedantic about it, 33.333333 recurring percent of my available credit. So that means that I still get a good score for my credit utilization ratio. It's generally better to have more available credit. Next is your credit history length, and this accounts for 15% of your overall score. Essentially, how long you've had any credit accounts open for. And generally, the longer you've had a credit account open, the better. If you think, okay, let me clear my credit card debt and then let me cancel the card or close the card, just don't do it, because that will just close a whole line of credit history and it will just negatively impact your score. Like, it actually doesn't benefit you to cancel credit cards or to close like credit account, because if you close that card, that also means that your available balance goes lower, and like, no, especially a card that you've had for a long time, like, don't even think about it. Fourth is the amount of new credit you've taken out recently, and this accounts for 10% of your score. So this includes any new credit accounts that you've recently opened, and that also includes hard searches or hard inquiries on your credit file, which basically is whenever you make an application for new credit, the organization or the business or the credit facility or whatever will do a search of your credit file to obviously check your credit worthiness. The more searches that you have on your credit file as a hard inquiry, the more that it impacts your score. So even when you're applying for things, it's better to do like the eligibility check, which basically is like a soft search of your credit file and doesn't show up as a hard inquiry. Just try and be strategic about when you apply for new credit. And lastly, your credit mix, and this accounts for 10% of your score. So generally, if you have more of a mix of credit types, so for example, if you have some credit cards, a mortgage, personal loans, like things like that, it'll be better than having like just credit cards. And it's basically because it just shows that you are able to manage a variety of different types of credit. So yeah, so that's how it works. So taking into consideration all these factors, I looked into what it was that was causing me to have such a low score. For me, it was a very, very, very high credit utilization ratio. I literally had one credit card at the time and I was maxing out that credit card. It was just stayed on max. I also had overdrafts that was kind of maxed out, old records of payday loans that I'd taken out. Guys, I'm telling you, never ever take out a payday loan. Impacted my score so badly. So you will also need to figure out exactly what it is that is causing you to have a low score. You can either just, I guess, determine that from just what you know about your spending habits. But if you need more details, then I think it is actually worth purchasing the Experian Credit Expert subscription, which basically gives you a way more detailed breakdown of your report, exactly what factors are causing you to get a negative score. But yeah, so I remember I had a credit card balance of like £5,000 and I tried to take out a balance transfer card so that I could move it to another card with 0% interest, just to allow me to like pay it off without having to pay the interest on top. But oh my gosh, like my credit was so bad that the other card only had a £400 limit. Can you imagine? Bruh. So I could only do like a £300 balance transfer, which was just pointless. It was I just had to spend a bit of time building back some credit, and that involved cutting out certain things so that I could make more than the minimum payment every month. So I kept doing this for a period of 8 months. In that time, my score jumped up to like 740, which I think falls in the fair category. So then I basically went on Experian again. They let you check what kind of credit card deals are available to you based on like your score and your payment history and stuff like that. And it will basically just show you things that you're pre-approved for, the percentage that you're eligible. And luckily there was one credit card that was like a 0% balance transfer for 21 months. So I just applied for the card. I got accepted. I was like, yes, thank God. And no joke, as soon as I moved it to that card and then just was able to do this regular payment, within a couple of months, my credit score just started going up and up and up, because my credit utilization went much lower, because I now had £15,000 of available credit rather than £5,000. I just continued with that, and yeah. Also, there are a couple of other things that you can do that increase your credit score that I wasn't aware of at the time. So for me, I had recently moved as well, and I wasn't on the electoral roll. Being on the electoral roll is something that boosts your credit score. But yeah, like I've just been sticking with it, and yeah, I mean, you know, we're living. So I hope that was helpful. Thank you so much for watching, and if you did like that video, please be sure to hit the like button. That just helps YouTube like recommend my video and hopefully get more views and stuff. And obviously this year I'm really trying to grow my channel, so I'd really appreciate it if you did that for me. Please do subscribe to my channel. More videos coming out. Yes, oh my gosh, 2020 energy, come on, come through. But yeah, so I will see you guys in the next video. Have an amazing week. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.